In this lesson, we're going to be talking about groundwater. Groundwater is the water that sinks down into the ground or infiltrates into the ground. Okay, and so our groundwater is stored in aquifers, and an aquifer is a formation of rock that holds water. So let's write stored in aquifers. Okay, and so we're going to draw what our aquifers look like and how our water is stored within the aquifer. So when we're looking at an aquifer, you're going to see something that looks roughly like this, and there's three parts of the aquifer that we want to be familiar with. The first is what we call the zone of saturation. So this is going to be the bottom zone. Zone of zone of saturation. That is the part of the aquifer that is completely filled with water. Every space that we have between the rocks of our aquifer completely filled with water. It's absolutely saturated. Okay, the second part is the top part of the aquifer, and that is called our unsaturated zone. Okay, so that is our unsaturated zone. That means we have spaces between the rocks that are not filled with water. And the line dividing those two regions, the unsaturated zone and the zone of saturation, is called our water table line. That's our water Okay, and so the level of the aquifer or the water table line can change throughout the year based on what's going on in the environment, how much rain we are having, that sort of stuff, how quickly we are pumping water out of it. And so aquifers are very important to the functioning of cities, but they are running low because we are pumping water out faster than it is replenishing itself. And so another thing that we need to remember is that our groundwater is moving through the aquifer very slowly. So groundwater moves. Okay, and then finally two more things that we need to talk about. We need to talk about when our groundwater can be heated and when it comes back to the surface. So those two situations where our groundwater is being heated, those are called springs and geysers. So okay, so in both of these situations, we are having our groundwater heated and it is going to reach the surface, but these are slightly different. When we're talking about a spring, we're just talking about the groundwater that is being heated and it reaches the surface. There's nothing blocking its way, so we're going to have a continual flow of the hot groundwater coming out of the surface. So it's going to be a continual and calm. Versus our geyser. When we're talking about a geyser, there's something in the path of the water trying to get back to the surface. So as a result, what we have happening is the pressure builds up beneath whatever is obstructing that water, and once the pressure builds up to a certain point, it'll then erupt through that, whatever is obstructing it, and it'll reach the surface, but it'll be a more violent and periodic eruption. It won't erupt until we have that buildup that can break through whatever is obstructing it. So it's going to be violent and periodic. Okay, and so that is groundwater. Groundwater is the water that is stored in the ground in an aquifer.